to say to disengaged voters who think their vote doesn't matter, and how will you plan to inspire them to get to the polls?
Apathy is very easy. There's so much going on in the world, especially with smartphones. We're connected to everything. And everyone's like, oh, the world's terrible. Like there's bad things going on. There's always been bad things going on. Now we're just all plugged in and connected to it constantly. So that feel of apathy is overwhelming. And sometimes it's easier to just tune out and disconnect. And I would just challenge them to fight against that, to go out there and do something. Maybe it's just one vote, but that vote could inspire more people to it. They see that action. They see you taking action.
I've done a lot of canvassing as part of being out in the community. I have great conversations at the doors, and I say, you need to come out and vote. It's been very positive, but once in a while I get somebody who doesn't really agree with me, or they care more about the party denomination than what the person has actually done. And then I say, well, listen, you may not agree with me, that's fine, but you should cast a vote. You should try to go and inform yourself and cast a vote, and especially in local elections.
For me, this is actually almost an issue that is spiritual, if that makes sense, right? So when people say that their vote doesn't matter, for me, that feels like they're saying they don't matter. And quite frankly, you know, everybody's voice is so vital in the civic process. So what I've been doing since I've been a legislator is working with all of our school districts, teaching them about voting, teaching them about the process, and asking them questions. Why is it that young people, for example, in the last presidential election, were such a small voting demographic? Many of them have said exactly what you just asked. Well, we didn't know that it mattered. We didn't think it would matter. So I'm out there every day trying to send the message that not only does your vote matter, but your voice matters, not just on election day, but throughout the process. And I want to hear from you. Teach me what's important to you so I can best serve you.
Listen, every vote counts. I love our town, so you don't want to have a say in it.
Yeah, so there you go.
Every vote counts.
That's actually the whole of the story, is every vote counts, really.
100%. I think we have a great town. I'd like to keep it this way.
And I want to make sure that our voters know that how important local government is now. We need to have our local voices heard, and making sure that our local services are attended to. And that, you know, that's a bipartisan thing. And I think that's another thing I love about Huntington, is that it is a bipartisan essence, because we want to all just make Huntington a great place to live. And I think no matter what side of the fence you are, where you are, I think getting out to vote November 4th for your local candidates is one of the most important things you can do if you love this town. You make the decisions when you make that vote. So please get out there and vote.
You can really make a difference in a local election. And really what's important, sometimes on a national level, things take a while to get things done, right? It's a bigger ship. It takes a lot larger motion and longer time to turn the ship. On a local level, it can be really a responsive government. And so if you have the right people there and you have an issue, it really can be very quick if you have the right people in that spot, and people who are motivated to really do right by the community. Don't be disengaged. Come out and vote. Learn about your candidates. Ask questions about me. Learn about me. Write me an email and ask me a question, because that's how you're going to get to know whether or not I'm someone you can trust.
There's no question it's difficult to get folks engaged on a local race. It's one of the hallmarks of my administration is no drama. Boring is good. Stay focused on parks, beaches, roads, and garbage. That's what your local municipal government should be doing. And that's what we have done. But in order to maintain a drama-free government and a boring government, which I think is what the residents are looking for, come election season, it's hard to flip the light switch on and say, hey, everybody, we are exciting. That's certainly a challenge. But like, it's local politics. So what we do is, we go knocking on doors. Every afternoon we're out knocking on doors and talking to voters and asking them to come out and vote for us. We tell them what our issues are and what we've done, what we're planning to do, and ask them for their vote. There is no substitute for knocking on doors and meeting voters at their front door. You learn more as an elected official knocking on people's doors and talking to them on their front door, because you're now in their safe space where they will open up.
People, I think, are starving for moderation. They want solutions to problems. So local government is where you get the opportunity to make sure that the people that you want to represent you help you and assist you are in office. That's really what it's about. People don't always pay attention to local elections, but some people do, because some things are really important to them, you know, and those are the people that turn out. Those are like the very much civically engaged kind of people, because they're interested in, you know, roadwork projects. They're interested in local public safety. They're interested in parks, local parks. So I would say it's very important to vote in every election cycle, but it's very important to vote in local elections.
I'm going to say to all disengaged voters, shame on you. Come out and vote. It's your civic obligation. It's not a big ask. We have more ways to vote now than ever before. Early voting starts on October 25th. You can vote right through the 2nd. Election day is November 4th. It is really a minor ask. And by doing nothing, you are not voicing how you think, your concerns. You're not voicing your choice. And quite frankly, if you don't go vote, I don't want to hear any complaints. You don't get to complain if you don't voice your vote because you're too apathetic to come out one day a year. It's really a shame. But in local elections particularly, there's a lot more, and I'm going to say nonpartisan issues that affect your day to day. Right. And you never have better access to candidates than you do to local candidates. You'll see me in King Cullen and Hale Say. Yeah. You'll see me, you know, at Bastido, not far from here, or up at the Big H in Home Depot. And you can say, hey, wait a minute, what's going on with this? You have such access. It's really such a gift to have these local elections. If you're worried about local issues, if you're worried about federal issues, vote in this election, because your local government is the first line of defense from federal cuts, as well as your first line of offense for getting federal, state, and county grants. You need strong local government to get county and state grants while we can. That's if you don't have strong advocates, we are going to flounder. Everyone is in that exact same situation. Sometimes the loudest voice does get the most access. You know what I'm saying?
Now let me put on my AP government teacher hat. It's funny that the biggest voter turnout's national elections, and the least impact on your life is probably a national election. A local election is everything. A local election is contains all the services in your life that let you get up in the morning, go about your life, come home, have a weekend with your family. That's all us, from roads to beaches to garbage. That's all us every single day. So to not participate in the local government is cutting off your nose to spite your face. It's your most direct form of government. It's also, and what I would tell any young person or disengaged voter, it's also the only form of government where you can come and let me know you're feeling. You can't get the governor on the phone tomorrow and give her a hard time about something you're upset with. You can't get a cabinet member, you know. You can get Dave Bernardo. You're going to get us, and you'll probably get us within that day. So why would you ignore the only form of government, the only level of government other than schools, because school is really close, school boards. Why would you ignore the only level of government where you have direct control, direct impact, and daily input if you choose? Right. So my argument to people would be, if you're going to vote anytime, it should be for your school board and your town board. Anytime. It's the most direct impact on your life.
So my district is a pretty much a split district. And, you know, Democrats held this seat for the longest time. The Republicans took it over, you know, I think, you know, first because of like the bail reform backlash, and then again the migrant crisis. So this is definitely a winnable seat when people are engaged. If Democrats vote, we win. If the independents support the Democrats, I think the independents are still a little frustrated with the Democratic Party, and I understand. But I feel like we're getting the independents back. But it's local elections is very, very low turnout, no matter what. We always try to get people to turn out in local elections. It's hard to get people excited about local politics. You know, everyone's got their own life, their own problems to deal with. But you have tremendous power in local elections. And, you know, I just encourage everyone just to get involved, come out and vote, get to know the candidates. All the Huntington Democrat candidates, we are unified. This is, I think it's one of the greatest tickets I've seen. Really, really strong candidates this year. And, you know, we're doing a coordinated campaign. We're working together, you know, trying to knock on as many doors as possible, trying to talk to voters and getting to come out to vote. But, you know, I encourage everyone to come out and vote. We got early voting. Election day is on November 4th. You know, please get to know the candidates, get to know the issue.
A lot of doors I knock on when I go to the door, they are disenfranchised voters who feel that local politics and local elections don't really affect their life at all. What I try to explain to them is that it affects your life in a large way, and hopefully in a good way, on a daily basis, because everything that's going on outside in our town basically is affected by the leadership you have at the town council. So if you want your parks clean and the garbage is emptied and the bathrooms working, well, then your local election should matter to you. If you are unhappy with the way development has been happening in our township, or you want to say in that, or you're concerned about our green spaces, or you love our beaches, but you hate when you go down and you can't swim because the water is contaminated. All of those things are things that the town council will have an effect on in your local election effects. Finally, if you're finding life to be moving in a direction of being unaffordable, if you're looking for ways that maybe the town can help you through these challenging economic times, then your local elections matter to you, because those decisions, the way your tax money gets used and spent, are all affected by this local election. And if you're looking for inspiration about why to show up at the polls, reach out to me and I will give you that inspiration, because I don't mind speaking one-on-one to a person and explaining to them who I am and how much their vote means to me and how honored I would be to get it. The reason you run for a local election is because you are actually accountable to the people right in front of you. That's what I love about a local election. It's what I loved about the Board of Education. The people I was serving, my constituents, they were in the grocery store when I was there, and they're at the restaurants, and they're on the soccer fields, and so you're answerable to them, and your town council should definitely be answerable to you. So if you need to know why it's important, reach out, and your local elections matter.
Very important to vote in local elections.
If you're going to vote anytime, it should be for your school board and your town board.
Come out and vote.
Every vote counts.
Come out and vote.
Go out there and do something.
Come out and vote.
You need to come out and vote.
Not only does your vote matter, but your voice matters.
Don't be disengaged. Come out and vote. Learn about your candidates.
You make the decisions when you make that vote.